Hello, good people. It's Rob Lee. The day will come when the majority of people that are on this earth will weep, beg, and plead for mercy, only to be denied. And this will happen as sure as the wind blows. Time is short, and logically, as each minute passes, it grows even shorter. All across the world, and especially in Western cultural countries, there is a war raging. And this war is to destroy the people and the authority of Jesus the Christ. Whatever we do, brethren, one of two things happen. Either Jesus the Christ or the devil are being manifested in our lives. You see, you cannot have it both. There are no loopholes. You cannot partake of the table of the devil and the table of Jesus Christ. 1 Corinthians 10:21, ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of the devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and table of the devils. Those who work in the spirit of the Antichrist are masters of deceit. They work both sides of the aisle. And I'll show you how this works by briefly looking at the church. If you open your eyes and you test the spirits of this world, you will see a terrible sight, seducing evil spirits. It is so terrible that most people dare not look at it. You see, this is why people are in denial. They do not want to look at it because it might upset their lives. This is a spirit, the Antichrist spirit, that we meet everywhere. We are literally surrounded by Antichrist, anti-Jesus. And none of these Antichrists want to hear any truth or anything related to Jesus the Christ. And many of these monsters are in your own house, your co-workers, and your family. This shows you how incredibly special and loved that you are. Hollywood works 24/7 to destroy and entice the people to deny Jesus the Christ. The music industry, movies, and TV go out of their way to mock Jesus the Christ. The demonic beast known as Mystery Babylon owns the entire entertainment industry. They all are and make up the Antichrist beast system. So you should stop looking for a mythical figure and look at the billions of people who deny Jesus as the Christ. These are Antichrist. The following verses prove there are many Antichrists among us now, just as there were 2,000 years ago. You should pause and read the verses for your own knowledge. They deny and reject Jesus. This is what they do. They deny and reject Jesus Christ. Point blank, period. There is no other way around it. There is no middle ground. Jesus Christ said you are either with him or you are against him. There is no middle ground here. There is no gray area. The epicenter for the war against Jesus is, of course, the Babylonian banking cartels that own the entertainment beast agenda and its tentacles in the media and, of course, social media. However, the most cunning and deceptive Antichrist behavior is in the modern church. The modern church has embraced what Jesus Christ rejected, and they reject what Jesus Christ embraced because they are Antichrist. The takeover of the church is so complete, the modern church is one of the most dangerous buildings on earth. The modern churchgoer has a choice. And again, this is where we see where free will and predestination converge, and then they separate themselves. These people have a church. They have a choice, the people that go into the churches. They have a choice to be there. What happens is this: the Almighty Father has blinded them because the Father knows us all. You see, the Father knows the real us. Amen? He knows the real you. And when you see these people flocking into the churches and worshiping and serving the devil's children, they're there because the Almighty Father has allowed them to go there. You see, he knows the real us. You can't get around it. Jeremiah 15:17, this was going on 4,000 years ago. Pay attention. I sat not in the assembly of the mockers, nor rejoiced. I sat alone because of thy hand, for thou hast filled me with indignation. Jeremiah, many millennia ago, was feeling the same things that I am now. I don't want to be around these nasty monsters. There are a few shepherds left who feed the few sheep. However, mostly what we have is the devil feeding the goats. The scripture said that this day would come, and it has happened. The people have been made merchandise of, and the people love to have it so. Ephesians 4:14. that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Babylon has planted their own demonic agents inside the modern churches. It does not matter what flavor they are, or as they like to call them, denominations. At this point, they are a one-world religion. It's called Mystery Babylon and the Whores of Babylon. The devils who stand behind the pulpits and the ones that are on TV 24/7 are the Babylonian frontmen. And these demonic beasts are even more dangerous because they pose as ministers of light. You see, this is how incredibly diabolical this is. They are actually ministers of darkness, and their job is to convince the folks to deny Jesus the Christ by siding with the devil and his family. See, there is more than one way to deny Jesus the Christ. You can do it with your mouth, and you can do it with your actions. These devils are illusionists. An illusion is a deceptive appearance or impression. And since they are deceptive, illusions always require lies. Now, who is the father of all lies, and who are his children? An illusionist either adds or subtracts in order to change what something is to make it appear to be something that it is not. He creates images that tell a lie, and thus he lies. This is why he works hand in hand with the father of all lies, the devil. They have to create the illusion they want the people to grow spiritually. In actuality, he is there to persuade them to subtly deny Jesus the Christ. And this happens 24/7 all over America and Europe, Scandinavia, in churches. The difference between the church and the entertainment industry is this. The entertainment industry kicked in the front door and openly bashes and hates Jesus the Christ. The modern church crawled in a window and pretends to love Jesus. Both are thieves and destroyers. John chapter 10. Sadly, many so-called Christians will quickly become ashamed of Jesus Christ if they think they may offend someone else or someone else's beliefs. This is one of the biggest issues I have with modern so-called Christians. When push comes to shove, the majority of so-called Christians will deny Jesus the Christ in a heartbeat if it means appeasing other religions, races, and beliefs. The day is fast approaching when Jesus the Christ will be ashamed of them. They will beg for mercy, but will not find it. I'd like us to read what the Word has to say about this matter. Matthew chapter 10, verses 32-33. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. 33. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Mark 8:35-38. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. For what shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of the Father with his holy angels. 2 Timothy chapter 2, 11-12. It is a faithful saying, for if we be dead with him, we shall also live with him. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he also will deny us. 1 John 2:28. And now, little children, abide in him, that when he shall appear, we may have confidence, and not be ashamed before him at his coming. You should read that twice. In fact, let's read this twice and think about what's being said here. And now, little children, talking about you, abide in him, Jesus Christ, that when he appear, that you may have confidence, brethren. that you don't have anything to be ashamed of. You don't have anything to be worried about. You have been steadfastly loyal and loved Jesus the Christ. Why would you be worried? Revelation 3:8. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. The Father knows that we're weak, we're struggling. And Jesus Christ is telling you that when you're like that, he doesn't leave you. He props you up. He knows you need help. 1 John 2:3-5. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him. 1 John 2:22-23. Who is a liar, but he that denieth that Jesus is the Christ? He is Antichrist, that denieth the Father and the Son. Whosoever denieth the Son, the same hath not the Father. But he that acknowledgeth the Son hath the Father also. 1 John 3:1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Let me say it again for you. The world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. The world doesn't know you, doesn't love you, because it did not know Jesus Christ. It did not love him. Nothing's changed. 2,000 years later. It hated him. It hates us. Didn't know him. Doesn't know us. Just the way it is. I'll open this video with this statement, and I'll close with it. The day will come when the majority will weep, beg, and plead for mercy, only to be denied. And this will happen as sure as the wind will blow. Time is short, and logically, as each minute passes, it grows even shorter. The true believers who are staunch in faith and unwilling to compromise are the faithful ones, or as the Bible calls, the elect. They remain faithful to Jesus Christ, regardless of the cost. We do not deny Jesus the Christ with our mouths, and we will not deny Jesus the Christ with our actions. We will serve, love, and honor the name above all names, our beautiful King and our Redeemer, Jesus the Christ. And brethren, in closing, I encourage you to pray always and to pray for one another. I plan to do the other videos just as I told you that I would. It's in the Father's hands. Everything is in the Father's hands. Please pray and stay loyal to Jesus Christ. And remember this, the prayers you pray now for yourselves and for others will protect you and strengthen you when all hell breaks loose. The loyalty to Jesus the Christ is seen by the Father. And for this, come what may, your Father will stand with you. Jesus the Christ told us, remember, I will be with you till the very end. Your Father did not send Jesus to die for us so that he may leave us when things got hard. And remember, brethren, again, to pray and keep praying. To pray and keep praying and pray for others. May the Almighty Father bless each and every one of you in the name of the only name, Jesus the Christ.